So I want to take a moment to talk about Peter Daou. Now, when it comes to Peter Daou, I think that it's safe to say that we all know him as the biggest Hillary Clinton cheerleader slash ass kisser on the internet. And this is someone who has worked with the Democratic Party for quite some time, but nobody has really managed to capture his heart in the way that Hillary Clinton has. So in 2008, he worked with her on her campaign that ultimately failed. He also worked with John Kerry. And of course, in 2016, even though he wasn't working with Hillary Clinton, he was an outspoken supporter of her 2016 campaign, and most notably, he was an avowed Bernie Sanders hater, declaring Bernie Sanders and his supporters misogynistic Bernie bros, who he thinks caused the supposed battle-tested candidate to ultimately lose to a reality TV show star. But, you know, the thing about Peter Daou and other neoliberal shills is that they just can't accept that Americans just aren't into Hillary Clinton. We don't like her. Many Americans despise her because we know that she doesn't care about us. She cares about her corporate donors and her Wall Street backers. But Peter Daou, he decided to take it upon himself to create a new media outlet for other like-minded Hillary Clinton worshippers called Verrit. Now, Verrit is a shittily named, bland-looking attempt at a social media website that collects and displays quotes mostly from corporate Democrats, and in its About section it states, Verrit collects and contextualizes noteworthy facts, stats, and quotes for politically engaged citizens. Each Verrit is a verified item of information marked with a 7-digit identification code. To authenticate a Verrit, enter the code in the search bar and match it to our database. Now, if you're not sure what the significance of the 7-digit verification code is, then you're not alone because none of us really know what it means. I guess that the Verrit identification code is one way that you can confirm that this is a Verrit approved fact. But if they're really about facts, then I already saw one glaring mistake, because at the top of their page, they have a banner that states that Verrit is media for the 65.8 million, but that assumes that everyone who voted for Hillary Clinton was in fact a fan of hers, when in actuality, a large portion of Hillary Clinton voters, they were voting for her strictly to defeat Donald Trump. I mean, I've talked to these people. They don't like Hillary Clinton, but they hated Donald Trump more. So really, that 65.8 million claim is really dubious. But nonetheless, expectedly, Verrit, you know, the reception it received wasn't that great. So there's been some really unflattering media articles written about Verrit. So in Gizmodo, an article from Tom McKay states, "Nobody asked for Verrit, but here we are." And he explains, the site is run by Peter Daou, an extremely sketchy former Clinton digital advisor with a complicated backstory in web publishing. And in an article for Current Affairs, journalist Nathan Robinson argues that Verrit shows everything wrong with Clintonism and states the Dou's themselves are uninteresting except as a case study of the kind of ideological zeal that has made the Democratic Party incapable of introspection and error correction. Damn. So people don't really like Verrit because, I mean, if you just go to the website, you can tell it's a really poorly designed website, to say the least. So nobody really takes Peter Daou seriously. Almost everyone on the far left and the center left look at him as a clown. He has no legitimacy, but the reason why we're even talking about this joke of a website is because, of course, I'm excited to sign up for Verrit, a media platform for the 65.8 million. Will you join me and sign up too?
No! No!
No thank you. Now, even though we are all expecting Verrit to fail, because it will, well, in Peter Daou's mind, in the mind of a Hillary Clinton worshiper, Verrit is already a huge success because he got exactly what he wanted. He got his queen, or his goddess, however he thinks about Hillary Clinton in his mind, to approve of what he's doing. And for Peter Daou, that's a win in and of itself. That's his only goal, is to seek Hillary Clinton's approval, and he already got it. And of course, after Hillary Clinton endorsed Verrit, Daou quickly took to Twitter to boast, saying, people say Hillary is the past, but within 24 hours of her Verrit endorsement, we have more followers than Chapo Trap House. And he also adds, LOL at how quickly they're triggered by what they dish out to Hillary supporters all the time. Now he continued saying, quote, to expand on my Chapo tweet, people like them and TYT make a living echoing anti-Hillary themes that marginalize women and people of color. Harms us all. Okay, first of all, Chapo Trap House is one of the best podcasts that you will find on the internet, and Verrit will never ever be even in the same league as Chapo Trap House, so keep dreaming. And the same is true for TYT. They are the largest online progressive news network, and Verrit is never ever going to even be a competitor to TYT because Verrit is a piece of garbage website. Now, let's think about what he's saying here. He's saying that in criticizing Hillary Clinton, we're actually harming women and people of color, when Hillary Clinton is not marginalized. And when we critique Hillary Clinton, we're not marginalizing women and people of color. We're actually criticizing Hillary Clinton because she marginalized people of color and women. She used slave labor from mostly black prisoners when Bill Clinton was the governor of Arkansas. She referred to black youth as super predators when she was pushing a bill that facilitated even more mass incarceration. And when someone asked her to apologize for using the derogatory term super predator, she kicked that individual out. She also kicked out Black Lives Matter when they were calling on her to address their concerns. So Hillary Clinton is not a victim. Hillary Clinton is the embodiment of privilege, Peter. She's an oligarch. She doesn't need you defending her because she has all the wealth, all the privilege in the world. But nonetheless, Peter's got some choice words for people like me who dare to criticize his shitty attempt at a social media website because he states what so many critics are missing about Verrit is that it's not for them. The people it centers/serves are exceptionally happy about it. And he even criticized the media for attacking Verrit, saying, to publications who feel the best use of their time is to attack Verrit, we appreciate the publicity. You're validating our premise. Thanks. And he adds, apparently there are no pressing issues to cover, so a bunch of publications have decided to attack Verrit for posting verified facts/stats. Oh, okay, so is that so? So they're attacking Verrit for posting verified facts and stats. Well, let's look at some of these facts that Verrit is posting. Quote, Hillary Democrats are the heart and conscience of America. So the implication here is that the individual that voted for the Iraq War and the Patriot Act and has pushed for really harmful policies, well, she's actually the person with a really good heart, along with her supporters. They have the good heart. These people are so embarrassing. I feel embarrassed for them, but they have no shame. Now let's look at another example of a quote Verrit fact. Sanders and the mainstream media helped put Trump in the White House. Now I'm sure that Peter Daou is basing this Verrit approved fact off of Bernie Sanders' Pied Piper strategy, where he intentionally elevated Donald Trump and tried to legitimize Donald Trump and push for the media to cover Donald Trump so that way he would have an easier time winning the general election. That's probably what Peter Daou is referring to, except, oh wait, that wasn't Bernie Sanders' strategy. That was Hillary Clinton's strategy. She's the one who literally pushed for Donald Trump to be elevated, to be legitimized. It was Bill Clinton who recommended that Donald Trump should run. He told Donald Trump, you should run. And you're going to blame Bernie Sanders and the mainstream media for Donald Trump? Really? That's a Verrit fact?
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
And when it comes to the media supposedly giving us Donald Trump, well, I mean, you could say that that's partially true because they covered him nonstop, but to say that the media was unkind to Hillary Clinton is just laughable. There was a media blackout when it came to Bernie Sanders' campaign, and whenever they did cover Bernie Sanders, it was mostly negative coverage, and journalists overwhelmingly donated to and favored Hillary Clinton in comparison with Donald Trump, and there were even a number of reports that showed just how cozy Hillary Clinton's relationship was with members of the media, and this doesn't even include what we learned through WikiLeaks about how journalists would send articles to Clinton's campaign before they'd publish it in order to get her approval. So don't you dare try to contend that the media cost Hillary Clinton the election when you were one of the people that argued that we have to vote for Hillary Clinton during the primaries because she is the battle-tested candidate. You told us that she was the strong candidate. You told us that she was the sure bet to beat Donald Trump. But now that she lost to the reality TV show star buffoon, now you're changing your story. Well, you can't have it both ways, Peter Daou. And look, here's what you can do, Peter. If you really do care about women and marginalized minorities like you claim to, then you could have taken all of your money and started a nonprofit to benefit people of color and gay people and LGBT youth. But instead, you chose to create a website that all Hillary Clinton worshipers could go to just read facts that reinforce their bias. I don't think you really do care about people of color and women as much as you claim to, because if so, then you would have gotten on board with Bernie Sanders, whose policies disproportionately benefit women and people of color. So what Peter Daou needs to do is he needs to take the energy that he has and channel that into actually doing something that will help marginalized groups instead of punching left constantly and attacking Bernie Sanders and his supporters. But Peter Daou doesn't care. Peter Daou has his head so far up Hillary Clinton's ass that he doesn't know what's going on in the real world. He has so much money that he can't possibly empathize with us plebeians and think about why we support Bernie Sanders. It's not because we're misogynistic Bernie bros. It's not because we're racist. We support Bernie Sanders because we know that he's looking out for us. We don't support Hillary Clinton because she has a history of not looking out for us. In fact, it's not just that she doesn't care about us, but her policies actually harmed our communities. So Peter Daou is a joke, Verrit is a joke, and I'm really excited to watch it fail because it's not going anywhere. Doesn't matter if Hillary Clinton endorsed it, Verrit is a joke. It's already a joke, it's already a meme on the internet. So I'm sorry, Peter Daou. Unfortunately for you, Americans don't like Hillary Clinton. She has a lower approval rating than Donald Trump. So that's a hard pill that you're going to have to swallow.
Support this podcast by becoming a patron at patreon.com/Humanist Report.